The fortress Oubliette of Nemesis Tessera was once the Inquisition's most closely guarded secret. A bastion of knowledge and rigor, and a convocation point for the Imperium's most trusted servants. No more. The onset of the 13th Black Crusade set the world awash with treachery and war. Though Nemesis Tessera's dread secrets were stolen, the world itself endured, thanks to the heroism of the Space Wolves and Inquisitor Ciro. From the doomed hive world of Chimalomus to the seditious penal world of Avara's Gulag, the sector remains crippled by corruption and heresy. Yet in the forsaken fields of the Obsidian depths, mutation, madness, and all their damned siblings are curiously absent. It is as if the Obsidian depths border onto something not yet adequately defined, or perhaps waiting to be discovered.
And here we arriving at the first system. Our goal is to make it to the Obsidian Depths. This is a very interesting sector in that once we capture the Obsidian Depths and get it up to a certain level, this system will not be able to be targeted by invasions, which are the bane of my existence. There are so many of them. I haven't shown you them all. We've really been just playing, I've just been televising the missions where we're advancing. And so this sector will be a nice little marshalling point for our forces. We can't build much here. There isn't much in the way of starport facilities, but it is a safe sector once we build it up. So we've brought the Titan, the Void Scream Titan, and we're going to make short work of these Tyranids. The Tyranids haven't really been much of a threat. They're fairly easy to manage, as long as you've got lots of firepower to get through them, through the chitinous armor that they have. The hive ship here, it's sending out a psychic scream, letting us know that it's on the Void battlefield. Alright, let's get into it. We also have the Death Guard with us. Depth Guard. I've been playing too much Vampire Coast for Total Warhammer. But it's the Death Guard ships. And this thing is amazing. I love this model. The Dark Mechanicum in all of its glory. They do have the Void Beam. Lots and lots of Void Beams, as well as a Warp Cannon. If you've been watching the series, you would know that we used this one in the last episode. Got a bunch of escorts here. The Death Guard have escort formation because they have the demonic infestation ability, which is great against large fleets. We haven't really seen much use for this ability since we defeated the orcs though. Nonetheless, there are lots and lots of fighters coming in. Let's send out the probe, just so that we can make sure we know where all of the Tyranids are. Send our screen of fighters to try and block this swarm of harpies that are coming in. Our escorts have spotted someone, but our extended range is no good against the Tyranids. You have to get right up in their face to detect them when they're running silent like that. And we can afford to throw away these escorts. We don't really need them. And there's the rest of the Tyranid swarm there. The Warp Cannon and all the Void Beams just absolutely emancipating those guys from existence. We're going to warp in the Death Guard, Terminus Est, and the backup despoiler. Really, I'm not expecting this to be much of a fight. But Terminus Est is going to jump right into the middle of the fight here. The Nurgle fleets are very, very good against the Tyranids. That is a lot of harpies. The Terminus S has a crazy amount of turrets, so that's a good match. Lots of fires. We're just going to throw those escorts away. Terminus S devouring the Tyranid ship. She does not discriminate. She corrupts all. And the Tyranids are not immune to that type of corruption. This Tyranid ship here trying to take a munch out of Terminus Est, but that is no avail. It's going to have to be the Hive ship if they want to do any meaningful damage to this plague ship. She's about to eat her own escort. There we go. Feed Terminus Est an extra escort. That does not matter. Probably the only weakness she has is the crew levels. But she made short work of those Tyranids. The rest of them are fleeing the battlefield. Even the presence of a Hive ship is not enough to keep them from their feral instincts. Turn her around and we'll face them and just absolutely smash this Hive ship. Get right up in her face. Void Cannon's taking out the last of the shield. And the Warp Cannon charging now. Oh, not much damage. But we've damaged the brain. Put Terminus S to the other side here to flank. She's facing the wrong way. We'll have to spoil move up and to offer some support. Yeah, we're not going to do a lot, so I'm going to move out the Void Scream. Oh, she's getting grabbed by the tentacle. Void Scream's going to make her way away, and Terminus S is going to draw some aggro. Activate the Void Swarm, because this is going to be a fight for the ages. It looks like the Hive ship's going to try and eat Terminus Est. Swing around the Dark Mechanicum ship to hit from the side with the Void Cannon. The spoiler's just going to get in the way here. So I'll boost her out of the engagement. Here we go. I'm tempted to throw Terminus Est into the throat of this giant ship. Absolutely. Making short work. Terminus S just devouring all of that biomass. She doesn't care. Alright, so that is one mission down.
Blessings of the Plague Father upon you. I bring tidings from the Sentinel worlds where the Necrons of the Neferu dynasty seek to thwart my great purpose.
I see. Not tidings alone then, but also a request for aid?
A chance for you to prove your worthiness to Almighty Nurgle. Ending the Necron threat will require the Chalice of Entropy, an artifact forged from a splinter of the Plague Father's cauldron. This is the quest I have undertaken. I offer you the chance to share my burden.
An opportunity to send the Necrons crawling back to their tombs. An opportunity such as this should be seized, and swiftly. Very well. Where can this chalice be found?
It has been stolen by Necron Trace in the Infinite. He cowers with his fellows in the Neferus system. If you would aid my quest, join me there.
Okay, the newly awakened Necrons inside the Sentinel sector are a threat and a blasphemy against the Dark Gods. Maltrius, a follower of Nurgle, claims that he must recover an artifact called the Chalice of Entropy. To do so, Vrakan and Maltrius must infiltrate Trazen's stronghold. Oh, we're going to deal with Trazen the Infinite, hey? It looks like our work with the Death Guard hasn't gone unnoticed by Nurgle. And now he's given us something much, much harder to deal with. Scarus, Skellis, Chinchar, Agrippina, Bellis Corona are all under our sway, but now the Sentinel worlds have opened up. Sentinel worlds are a bastion of Necron strength as the Cryptex awaken the fleets. In the meantime, we have to follow up with Admiral Spire after our little infiltration. So the plan is to take down the Imperial forces stationed around this sector, and then we will do the mission at a little bit later stage. I probably want to deal with the Necrons first. The Necrons are hardcore. They are hard to deal with in the vanilla game, and I have not seen their capabilities in this Skalgrim mod that we are playing. This adds lots of different ship classes, and seeing how powerful the Chaos Fleet is, it really worries me for how powerful the Necrons are going to be. Okay, looks like we have a couple of fleets to deal with. 3,000 fleet power, a couple of Titans, and a lot of signatures here. We only have 3 ships on the field. We still don't have a lot of fleet capacity to deploy, but we are able to get 2 Titans out, which is usually enough. So we've got the, I think it's the Braggart's Betrayal. Sorry, not the Braggart's Betrayal. The Furnace Lord. The Furnace Lord. This one's got the Annihilator Cannon, which is proved to be such a great weapon. And then we have the Braggart's Betrayal leading up. Malos's flagship. What we'll do is we'll run this escort right up into the center of this formation, because judging by those boarding torpedoes, we have a lot of Space Marines to deal with, and I want to see them first. We haven't gone terribly well against the Space Marines with Malos's ship, but against the Imperials, against the Imperiums, we carve our way through them. The Adeptus Mechanicus and the Imperial Navy just get absolutely munched on by the Braggart's Betrayal. Against the Space Marines, we've had a few close calls, with Malos being the only crewman left on his ship at the end of an engagement.
Enemy ship sighted.
We've got more than enough fighter cover here to take out these
Enemy ship sighted.
Thunderclaws.
We stand ready. We are unstoppable.
Alright, we've left our guy exposed, so we'll go back to silent running.
Slaughter.
He's done his job,
Engines hot.
and we'll get him into some cover.
We'll follow your
If everything goes to plan, they'll try and chase him down while they can see him.
as the War Master wills.
And nothing came of those boarding torpedoes and assault squadrons, so we're all good.
For the War Master.
It's 30 seconds until the Annihilator beam's reloaded. And the broadside weaponry on these 2 Titans is very powerful.
Enemy ship sighted.
Now, I haven't really let the enemy use their Titans. Like, as soon as I see them, I try and take them down with strong alpha strikes, and that's what I plan to do once the Annihilator's ready. Just trying to top up all the crew levels that we've sustained damage over battles previously. And this demonic infestation, demonic ability, Ritual, is great for topping up your crew levels.
Speed set.
There's a significant broadside coming in. Activate the Void Shield. Oh, it just took down our shields, but fortunately we'll get them up before the next broadside comes. We'll try and use this as a bit of cover.
Retro's activated.
Very nice.
Cruising speed
We also have a lot of squadrons chasing us, but what we want them to do is sort of dance around them until we can pick off all their little ships. And the big cannon is ready, so we're going to turn around really fast here and activate it and try and take down one of these Titans. Possibly 2 if we can.
Moving to those coordinates.
Alright, it's activated. We've got a sure shot on this one here. Our shields are down, so we are taking hull damage, but it doesn't matter.
Enemy ship sighted.
Beam away. We're cutting a hole straight through the reactor room. That's just shattering the morale of the entire fleet. Taking down their Titan flagship with their admiral on board. If we can get Braggart's Betrayal in quickly now, we'll be able to finish off this engagement in short order. They're going to have to do a lot of executions if they want to get their fleet back in control.
We'll follow your command.
There are there are 2 ships that have managed to survive the mutiny. Alright, all those mutinies have stopped, but that was hyper effective. They do have a backup admiral. He looks like he's in a smaller warship, so we can take him down fairly quickly too. Let's send out a strike.
Fires unleashed. Dead claws away.
Oh, he's not in a smaller ship, he's in a Titan too. I misread that. Alright, broadsides away. That strike squadron's almost there. Looks like we've damaged the bridge and re-shattering that morale. If I can get Malice in now and we can use his siren cannon. Oh, we've got a ship there appearing from the void. It's only a small one, so not to be concerned. Those render cannons are insane.
Moving to those coordinates.
We'll bring this guy's morale down to the level of his fellow Imperial scums.
Engines hot.
And we'll chase them down and give them lots of fire in the rear.
Setting course.
Just never-ending stream of bolts.
We are unstoppable. Prepare my ship.
Oh, we just took torpedo hits, but they're only minor damage. Get the void shield back up. Chase these buggers down. Oh, we send boarding squads. It's a lot of boarding parties, but we have fully stocked crew. Got another mutiny on board, and he can't fix that one because his levels are too low. We've stacked 24 boarding parties on top of him. He's out of the fight. Furnace Lord's just casually sitting in the back after him absolutely carving up this fleet flagship with his Annihilator cannon. Definitely plays into the power fantasy.
We'll follow your command. For now.
If you're on board this this Imperial ship, you would be shitting your pants. Not officially, of course, because that would be heresy. Looks like we got a lot more reinforcements coming onto the field. Taking out those ships wasn't enough to make the fleet run away. But I think the hardest fight is over. Oh, he's decided to blow the warp reactor. Well, let's just send a shot through this cloud and hope we hit this thing. Hiding in the cloud is not going to help you, buddy. Oosh. We didn't even need to detect that guy. He just gets carved up. I think I've said before, if the enemy get these, I'm in big trouble. Still more reinforcements coming on. There is quite a substantial amount of ships. It's probably a little bit complacent thinking that it would end so quickly. We're taking a fair amount of damage on the crew despite having topped them up. That's why that demonic ritual is so important on your flagships when you're playing as Chaos. Especially if you want to fight the Space Marines all day. Send some troops over, because that's a lot of damage they're going to do. And we have to keep call to arms up, otherwise that will take us down a crew step. Lots of clouds here hiding them. We don't have the greatest scouting ability. Looks like someone's dropping a Nova Cannon on us. But the Bragats can just dance around like a true pirate ship. And that's basically how we've been playing it. Just we find people, we don't let any survivors. So getting 3 uses of the Annihilator Cannon this round. 4 ships now succumbing to its might. It's destroying my frame rates. And I have a fairly beefy PC. They just keep coming and we'll keep carving. Khorne would be pleased. And I mean, this is just really illustrating how the game is shifting away from these small fleet engagements and more towards the large capital and Titan class ship engagements. It's almost worthless to bring the smaller ship classes now because these Titans just have so much alpha. I mean, I probably could make it work, but I think my safest bet is just to build battleship and Titan fleets now. Getting out of the way of that Nova Cannon just in time. We have been marked, but it doesn't matter. They have also been marked. Shield down yet again. Taking shots on both sides. Melos's ship is fantastic. It is significantly faster than most of the things it faces. And it just has overwhelming firepower from the front. Couple that with a super void shield and you just... The only real trouble we've had is, as I've said, is with crew levels. Just carving through whatever the ship that was. There was no time to identify it. Another glancing blow off the following up ship. Taking a bunch of boarding actions in the process there. But it does look like the Imperial reinforcements are starting to subside. It would be a little bit silly to stay there and take all that fire. Let's see if we can get more kills with the Annihilator Cannon. We are ready. It recharges very fast when you use the reloading stance. For its power, relatively. We could get an ace here, an ace game with the Annihilator Cannon. There we go, 5 ships destroyed. This ship is definitely proving its value. It's won some pivotal engagements for us too. And it would be, it's extremely tempting to build just lots of them. But there are so many ships to enjoy, I'm going to try and keep it diverse. Right. Get Bragat re-stealthed. Get the fighter cover up on Furnace Lord. Got another minute until the cannon reloads, so we'll just try and take it out with the broadsides here. Very powerful broadside weapons. Send out some boarding squads. I mean, 24 boarding actions. I could basically stop firing at that ship now and just let it die, because that is more than what that class of ship could handle. Interesting looking ship here. Doesn't matter what it is, it's about to get destroyed. One. Two. Oh my goodness. Oh, and the last one, he was allowed to live by the look of it. Absolutely carved him up. We took half damage on the Braggart's betrayal, but relative to the amount of ships that we just destroyed, and the Night Lords just absolutely murdering half of the fleet capital ships on their own, it's cool. It's cool. Now, the biggest issue we have to deal with is the looming threat of the Necrons. Let's feed them to Nurgle.
To the eye of Terra's galactic southwest lies the barren expanse of the Sentinel Worlds. The Imperium has only the sparsest foothold in this region, and many mysteries abound. There are so many rumors, so many drunken spaces tales, that it had become impossible to separate fact from fiction. But the feeling remains, some ancient, buried instinct, that something terrible lies sleeping amidst the Sentinel Worlds. And it would be best not to rouse it.